Well, hey family, this is Darlene. Wanted to thank you for stopping by the Jury by BDK YouTube channel. I know you didn't come here for a sermon. So here's the video, and we'll talk soon.
Well, hey family, happy Tuesday. This is Darlene stopping by real quick. I need to make some more leather beaded knots for some bracelets, and I am getting ready to make them. I'm going to make them on camera because a couple people wanted me to show. And this is all the leather cord I got for right now. I do need to go and get some more. Or order some off of Amazon. Either way, this is a really small piece. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do anything with this or not, but I'm gonna try to use it. So when I use 10 millimeter, 12 or 16 millimeter beads, I always make the bigger. I always make the bigger leather pieces like this. And to make these big ones like this, I usually use a pin. So I'm not using a pin. In this case, I am going to use my trusty little metal piece, right? Because I am going to be making bracelets using the smaller beads like the 8 millimeters and maybe some 6 millimeters and something else. I am going to mix it with some uh, 10 and 12 millimeter, but not at the beginning part of the bead of the bracelet, like right here. This part is going to be like a probably big focal, and then smaller 8 millimeter, 10 millimeter beads up in here. But anyway, you can see this is like a really big leather piece. So what all I do, let's see if I can use this little piece. It might not be good enough for me to do something with, but let's see. So I basically just take my little metal piece. This metal piece right here, any little metal piece or something that you have that's this, and I'm using it this small because I'm going to use either a 1 millimeter or a 1.5 millimeter cord, right? And depending on the size of the knot, the bead has to fit against the leather snugly so that the leather will not go over the bead. So all I'm going to do, I'm going to just start tying it. Hopefully you guys can see this. All I'm going to do is just start tying a knot on here like this. So that's what that looks like. And then all I do is take it up, it meaning the leather cord, tie another knot. And as I tie the knots on here, you can see it starting to build, right? And then I'll take it. This might be the perfect size. And then I'm going to just tuck it under again like that. And I got my pliers. And with the pliers, I'm going to just pull it nice and snug. Not too snug because I want to be able to slide it off like that, right? And then I still got more cord where I can tie another knot. So all I'm going to do is tie another knot. You can probably see what I'm doing. And I'm going to make a couple on here so I can have them because I'm going to make a couple of bracelets. So I'm just tying another knot. And then I'm going to use my pliers to pull it nice and snug. So it'll be like that. And then I'm going to try to pull it, just nice and snug. So it'll be a nice little knot. So then what happens is I end up with this. So all I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and clip off that extra about right here. Maybe about right there. And then you can see that gives me a nice little tied knot. So then what I generally do is I take it. So let's get, we're going to use a piece of the 1.5 millimeter cord. And I'm not making bracelets or anything. I'm going to just show you. So we'll cut some of the cord. And then I want to slide it off trying to keep the hole exactly where it is. And it is, you can see right through it. And then all I'm going to do is beat it. So then when I beat it, this is what I get. So then, let's see if these are small enough. I can just begin to start making a really nice bracelet. So you got your leather piece right there. Let's just throw a couple more beads on here just to give us something. And you can see the size of now you can look at that leather knotted, and you can see it's nice and tight, and it fits right between the beads where it can't slide over the beads at all. So that's what that looks like. And I like doing it because it gives it that look like I've tied leather on there, and just kind of tied it around the bracelet, and it makes you wonder, well, how did you get that on there? But that's how I got that on there. So that, and then we're just going to do a couple more. So this metal piece I bought, it was a cross that I bought at the dollar store, and it was like it was made up of all these iron pieces just kind of welded together that made a wire cross. And all I did was literally just pulled it apart, just, and it came apart like really easy. So I and this is what I'm using right here. But if you got something that's this thin where you can make the leather knots this size, then by all means use that. Or if you want to make the knots this size, you're going to use like a pin or something. Or if you got a wood piece or something, as long as you can slide the leather bead off easily, right? So that's what this one is, and that's that. And I really like it when it's gathered like that, and it comes out looking like this. All you just keep doing is tying it and tying it and wrapping it and tying it. And we're going to do one more. And this is all the leather I got. I got to go get some more wires. So, I mean, not wire, but leather. I'm going to go ahead and cut it about, I may go right there. So we'll use this whole piece. And then let's use the pen, and I'll show you how I do it on a pen. Same way, just gonna take it or wrap it around like you're tying it, like you're tying a knot or tying something. Pull it nice and tight, and then we'll go up, tie a knot, make sure it's nice and tight, and you can see around this way, tie another knot. And it's really simple once you just figure out how to knot it and take it around that way, because I want to start building on it like that. So then I'm going to bring it around this way. Go ahead and tie a knot. Pull it nice and snug. And it should slide off of here real easy because it's a pin. So that's the thing. It will come off. And then you can see how it's building up right there. So then I'm going to take it on the same side and then tie the knot. And then you can see how it built up right here. And then I'll take it to the other side. And we'll tie a knot. Do it nice and tight. And then I'm going to do it on the top part right here. And you can see how it built up. And then this will be our last knot on this side. And I'm going to take my pliers, pull it, and then we'll put a knot on the top right here. nice little piece of leather, so sometimes it's a challenge. But I do need it in here so I can tie a knot. Okay, like that. Okay, I put it in the wrong way. I gotta make sure it's the right way. If not, it won't tie right. And you can see how it built up. So then I'm gonna just tie it, pull that through. My little phone just be busy. Okay, so I'm gonna pull this as tight as I can get it. And then that's how that looks right there. And then if you want to, you can put like a little glue on the end, or like you can cut it all the way down if you want to, and glue it together if you wanted to. I usually don't be doing that because I don't be having, issues with it when I'm coming apart. As long as I pull it tight enough, to where the leather just kind of sticks to each other, it usually works out. So just trying to get the knot as tight as I can get it. And then we'll do it like this. And then what I'm going to do, because there's some extra, if there was a little bit more leather on this side, you can see where one side is shorter. So if it was longer on this side, wait, I might even be able to do it. I would tie another knot, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get one. But let's see if we can. Yeah, so that side is too short, but it's still good as long as that knot is tight. So I'm going to go ahead and clip it about right there. About right there. And then this is what you got if you use a pin. So what I generally do is I use this bigger one for bigger beads. So this is what I'm going to do. We're going to ease this off. And I got it down to the thinner part. So I'm going to use the same cord, but I'm going to take all these beads off. And then with the bead, the leather bead, I'm going to go ahead and just put a piece of wire in there like this and sit it to the side because I am going to use it. I don't want it to happen to close up or anything. So the best way to do it is either you can make a lot of them on your wire, and you can just keep them on your wire until you get ready to use them. Or if I'm only doing like one or two, I'll make one or two, and then I'll put them on a piece of wire like this, and I'll have them close until I'm getting ready to use them. So in this case, this is for bigger bead. So all I'm going to do is carefully remove it. Well, that wasn't careful, but it did come off. So you can see the nice big hole. And then we'll put that there. So for this bead, you got to make sure you're using some bigger beads that would prevent the leather from sliding over the bead. So that would be maybe beads like these. You could even get away with maybe using some beads like this size, maybe 12 millimeter, 16 millimeter, something like this. But in this case, we're just going to go ahead and use some of these big pretty ones. And then what happens is you're able to push the beads as you're making the bracelet. You're able to push the beads against that leather, and it holds the leather because you got the pressure from all the rest of the beads pushing towards that focal. So it lessens the potential of the leather coming loose and losing its form, right? So that's how you would do that. So let's just see. Let's just go ahead and just bead it. We're just going to put a bunch of beads on here. We're not making anything in particular. And just give you an idea about, what it looks like. And they're really easy once you get into the habit of, making them and tying them and finding the piece that you want to use to, to wrap around and tie. It's real easy. I'm just going to do this like we're making a bracelet. This is not going to be a bracelet. I'm not. Shoot, it could be a nice one though, right? So then, of course, once you tie the bracelet, the pressure from the other beads will press against the leather. And then it'll be very snug, and it lessens the potential of that leather coming apart. So that's how you make the leather beads. So you can see you wouldn't use a 6 millimeter or 8 millimeter bead for the leather beads that you make with a pin, because they would be too big. They would slide over the beads. So when you use the pin to make the leather beads, you do have to be using bigger beads like 12, 12 millimeter, 16 millimeter, larger, or even like you can do a 12 millimeter, but just you gotta, just, or you could use 12 millimeter. So if you're putting something else against the leather bead, like maybe some spacers like these, and then what will happen is that, let's do this. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. So if you use like some spacers, so you can get away with 8 or 10, but you have to have something that fits against that leather bead that would keep it from sliding over any other beads. So if you did, oh shoot, I'm gonna drop the whole thing. You can do something like this, where you can put the spacers and then put the leather bead inside of the spacers, and then you have all the beads along the side. You can do smaller beads. You can do 8 millimeter, 10 millimeter, 12, as long as you got some type of protective beads that will keep that leather bead from sliding all over the place, or even just not coming loose, but just sliding over the other beads. So you can even do something like this, and then that just creates that protective space for the beads to just, the leather bead to just stay right there. So it just depends. I hope that made sense. They're really easy to make. Once you start making them, and I'm gonna leave this on the pen for right now because I don't want it to close or do anything. So that's the leather bead you can use with the bigger beads, 12, 16 millimeter or larger. And then this is this is a leather bead for 6 millimeter, 8 millimeter, even 10 millimeter. And they're really simple and very easy to make. And I hope that made sense. But anyway, Darlene Knight for Jewelry by BDK. And guess what? We'll talk.